Hi. Date and time and text functions. It's quite cumbersome to make additions or subtractions for dates and time. Say if you want to find the reporting date after completing 37 days of leave, or you want to work out the overtime done from the login and logout time, it could be quite tough, right? But date and time functions make it extremely easy. Similarly, you may want to generate a full name from first name, middle name, and last name. Or maybe for a title, a pretty long title, you want to capitalize the first letter of each word. And several such things are needed while working with text. The text functions in Excel help you do it pretty easily. Let us see.
Hi, in this video, we are going to start with function library. As you can see, a tab here under formulas is function library. Excel has a very rich collection of functions and they are categorized into various categories like you have financial functions, a huge number of financial functions, then logical, then text, followed by date and time, and then lookup and reference, and math and trigonometry. And some more specialized functions like statistical engineering and so on. In this video, we are going to cover date and time and text functions. All right. Date and time functions are very useful because many a times we need to do additions of dates or subtraction of dates. Why? Suppose I am proceeding on 30 days leave. I would like to know what will be my reporting date. Or if an employee has done some work, let us say from one particular date to another date, and the HR wants to find out how many days he has worked. So, in that case, we may like to do addition or subtraction of dates. For that, there are several date and time functions available. Now, Excel has all kinds of formats for dates. For example, you could have DD, MM, YYYY, or you could have YYYY, DD, MM, and so on. You could also have, for example, 29th March 2023. So there are several formats also available. And in combination with these formats and the functionality needed, we could use these functions very effectively. Now, coming to text functions, we have all this textual data. For example, names of employees, names of various products, names of items being sold, and several such things. Names of cities, countries, currencies, and so on. Now, in Excel, when we get such data, we need to cure it. Cure it means there may be spelling mistakes, probably. That is one part of curing. There may be different types. Some people type in capital, some people type in small letters, some people type in mixed letters, and so on. So that's curing to have a uniform kind of a text input into your table. Also, we need to search certain names. For example, we want to find out the product by its name, or we need to find out an employee by his name. So, searching is also required, and even text have other functionalities like a name could be first name, middle name, and last name. And we may conjoin it by simply putting initials, or we may put initials for the first name and middle name and have a full name, right? Or the family name. All right. So, all these things are very easily available with these text functions. All right. Moving on to date and time functions. As you can see, I have already listed the whole lot of functions which are commonly used. Okay, so functions are listed in the first column. Okay, functions are listed in the first column. Their usage, what does it do, is indicated in the second column. Then actual syntax of how that function is written is given in syntax. and finally actual function has been entered into the last column. There isn't much explanation required really for this other than knowing that such function exists and how it is to be effectively used. Okay, starting with the first function, I'm going to come over here. The function is date. Okay, now it looks a little peculiar, but this function accepts three arguments. First argument is year, which is 2020. Second argument is 3, which is the month, and third argument is day, that is the 10th day of this. And it will Excel will build a date. Okay, let's see what has it built. It has built a date 10th March 2020. So you fed these three parameters to this function. Next function is pretty simple. You don't need any argument. Just type now and you're going to get current date and time based on your system time here. No arguments, right? So the time right now as per my system is 5:50 in the morning, right? As you can see here, time. This is the system time, 5:50 in the morning on 6th March 2023, right? Now, today is a function. Today is a function which gives the current date. What is the difference between the two? Here we don't need time, we need only the date. So it is going to give a date. Okay, this function is going to, today function gives the current date, which is 6th March 2023. Now, if you look at any particular date like this particular date, it has got three parts: year, month, and day. To extract those individual parts out of a date, we have three different functions. For example, year. So I have put the argument over here D6. That means which is the year part of D6? Naturally 2023. Which is the month? It is 3. And which is the day? It is 6. Like that, these three functions, year, month, and day, will extract those individual numbers out of a date. All right. Next function is practical, like net work days. It's not networking, it is net, that means total working days. To get the number of work days between two dates, that means you put one date and you put another date, and it is going to exclude Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and it is going to give you net working days. For example, I have entered one date in C16. Okay, what is that date? It is the start date, 10th Jan 20. And I have entered another date in D16. What is that? 25th February 20. Now, between these two dates, we want to find out how many working days are there. So if you come over here and click here, you can see clearly we want to find out the net or total working days between 10th Jan and 25th Feb. Okay. The last argument, which is written 0 over here, it's the holidays. Well, Excel doesn't know when your firm is going to be closed and which holidays it is going to give. So therefore, if you put that, for example, you are getting some holiday for Christmas, for example, or Republic Day or Diwali or whatever it is, you put those many days here and then it will exclude that from the total working days. That's it. Pretty simple, isn't it? So we know that we had 33 working days between 10th Jan 20 and 25th Feb, right? Now, here is a work day to get the next working day after n days of leave, or actually leave, I have just put it like that, after n days actually. For example, if I am proceeding on say 33 days of leave, so I would like to know on what date I need to report to my office. So here you can see here, right? So work day, that means which is my next work day after I consume my leave. So from 10th Jan onwards, that is the first argument C16, I am proceeding on 33 days of leave. And again, notice the last argument I put 0 here because if there are holidays, then the working reporting date would change. So we presume that there are no holidays during my leave, and therefore I'm going to get the next work day from 10th Jan if I take 33 days of leave. What is that? So I will need to report on 26th February 20, right? Now, Interestingly, just like numbers, like you write 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. Okay. So in Excel, you can just about write a date and write plus 5. For example, here you can see there is no Excel formula here, but it is working like arithmetic. So C16 is 10th Jan 20. So I just write C16 plus 5. That's it. So I get 15 Jan 20. Same way, I can subtract. For example, one date is 25th Feb and another date is 10th Jan. If I wish to find out how many days are there between these two, I just write a simple arithmetic equation is equal to D16 minus C16. That's it. And how many days are there? There are 46 days. So there is nothing complicated about these functions. Once you know it and once you know what are the arguments, it will help you out and quickly you will be able to resolve all your problems related to date. Related to date, let us come to time now. Okay. Now, here is a list of functions of time. They are pretty similar to date actually. So, time also has three arguments, right? Hours, minutes, and seconds. So, if you I have 10 hours, 25 minutes, and 30 seconds. So if you click here, the first function is time. Okay, first function is time. You need to feed to it the hours, the minutes, and seconds, and it will build the current time as shown here 10, 25, and 30 based on what data you have given it. Okay, now if this is the time, just like we have seen year, date, month, and date, here we can extract the hour, extract the minute, and extract the second part of it by simply putting hour and within bracket argument given is the date. So we have given 10, 25, and 30. Out of this, we want to find out what is the exact hour, and you get 10. Similarly, here you get exact minute. What is the minute? 25. And here you get seconds. It is 30 seconds. Okay. All right. So here is another useful thing. Uh, Subtracting of time. For example, here if you see, just like a simple arithmetic equation, you find here G16 minus F16. Okay, that means the time is 14:30 minus 10:30. So that leaves us with what? That leaves us with 4 hours, right? So these are some of the useful time functions. As you work on times and search based on times or calculate the number of hours put in by an employee to give him overtime and so on, or to work out his time spent during the office in terms of number of hours or minutes, etc. These functions are pretty handy. Let's now quickly move on to the text functions. As I have told, similar format has been used for explaining this. First one is the in the first column you see all the functions, actually names. Then in the next one you see their usage, what does it do? In the third one is the actual syntax. In the fourth one is the actual function used. And in these three columns, there are no functions. There is a sample data needed for using or demonstrating these functions, right? So I have just put one word as hello and another word as world and one small sentence as good day. So we'll be using this data and produce certain output using the functions. Let's quickly see the function. The first function is lower. So argument is very simple. You need to give the text which you want to convert it to lowercase. And here in this case, it is F4. That means hello. Okay. F4 is hello. So if we want to, H is capital. We want to convert it to all lowercase letters and we got all lowercase letters. Same way upper. Upper means convert to uppercase. And again, the argument to this is F4. So hello is going to be converted to uppercase and we enter and we come to the next function and that's called proper case. Now, what is the proper case? When we have a combination of couple of words, it could be a title of a page. For example, here it is text functions. How did I write it? I wrote T in capital and F in capital. So these two words, text functions, are using a proper case. So first letter is capital of all the words. Sometimes in titles, or in names, we may like to use the first letter as capital letter. Okay, so the case for that is called proper case in programming languages, and here it is. We have to just write proper and put in the text. Which text we have put in? Good day. So notice here, these are all small letters, and when we convert it to proper case, here we get G capital and D capital. Okay, now next one is trim. Trim means cut, right? So it removes the extra blank spaces. So here again, I have intentionally noticed here, I have written good day. I have kept some space in the beginning. I have kept some extra space in between these two words, which is not very nice because we would be typing two different words by giving a small space between them, right? So Excel does it beautifully for you in case somebody has made a typing error and you want to cure the data. So you could trim the data, right? So trim H4 is going to give you a good day. Please see how is this here, some spaces, extra spaces, and see how it is converted over here. So the extra spaces in the beginning have been removed. Extra spaces between the two words have been removed, and we got good day. Okay. Now, sometimes we want to pull out initials or first few letters of a text. So here is it. The function used is left, and what do we want? First four letters of D7. What is the D7? It's a string which says good day, but we want only first four letters, so we wrote D7, comma, number of characters, so we wrote 4. Okay, all right, so we got good. So first four characters of this string is good. Similarly, we have right. That means we want rightmost three characters. So D7 and 3. So what are the three characters of the string good day? Let us see by using right function, and it is day. So we have pulled out good out of the good day and shown over here by using left function, and we have pulled out day by using right function. Right. Many a times we need to join some words together because they are given separately. For example, in all databases, they store your first name, middle name, and family name separately because in some cases, only individual names are required, like only first name is required or only family name is required. But in some cases, we may like to enter the full name. Now, in that case, there is a beautiful function available called text join. Okay, it is going to join the text. So I am putting it here and let us look at it. What is this text join function? Okay, basically what do we have here? The first argument, it is called delimiter. Okay, what is a delimiter? Looks a little strange word, not a commonly used English word. Delimiter is actually a separator. Separator means whenever we wish to separate two words by placing something in it, like you have put comma over here. That means we would like to use this hello and world and place comma between them. Okay, so that is the delimiter we want to use. So we have put comma over here, then we have put next one, and it is argument is true. That means it says ignore empty. That means if there are any empty spaces given in the string, that will be ignored. While joining, sometimes there are extra spaces given, so it is true. That means it is going to ignore the empty spaces. And lastly, we have F4 and G4, that is text 1, text 2. You could have more, like you could have any number of text like text 1, text 2, text 3, text 4. Okay, you could pretty much Join, for example, you may like to have somebody's title as Mr. and then first name and then last name and then middle name. Okay, so you could have more than two. So you could join pretty much how many words you wish to join. You can join by using the function text join. And remember the first argument, which is delimiter. So when you join, it is going to use this delimiter uh, between each word. Okay, let's see how it looks here now. Can you see it is showing hello, comma, world. Okay, it was picked up from here. Hello was picked up and then a comma was placed and word was joined to that to get this string hello world, right? All right, there is one more function to do the similar job of simply joining the strings. Okay, for example, here is one word hello, another word world, and yet another sentence. We could call it a string. It is good day. So suppose we want to join all these three. For that, there is a function called concatenate. Okay, so here is the thing, and I'm going to click here to show you that how concatenate function works. Nothing, you have to just give arguments as the first text one, then text 2 and text 3. So hello, world and good day will be simply joined or concatenated. Remember, it is not going to give any space while joining. Okay, so let us see how does it look. See, hello and world, there is no space given here, it is just got joined. Then you will say, how did we get space here? Because this thing we have given intentionally some space before good. Before the G of good, we have given some spaces. That's how the whole thing, along with the space, is considered as a string, and we get hello world, good day. Now, the last one here is to count how many characters are there in a string. That means if suppose we have a name like here, this is the function length. What is the length of a string? We just put the text hello. That means what is the length of the string? It means how many characters are there in hello. HELLOW. These are the characters and they are five, right? So this way you could determine the number of characters in a string. Now, sometimes when we don't use Excel much, we don't realize what is the need for this function. But remember, length function is a very, very crucial function. It has several applications. I'll just demonstrate only one. For example, if you want to make sure that password should be minimum 8 letters. Then whenever a user gives a password, you use this length function and count it and check it if it is at least 8 or more. If not, return back to user and tell him, okay, this password is not acceptable. It needs minimum 8 characters, right? All right. I think that's the end of the video. We have finished with very simple date and time functions. And yes, if you find this useful, click the like. If you wish to catch several such videos, hit subscribe. For notifications, ring the bell and share this so that others too can watch. Bye.